Roman numeral analysis indicates to us the movement from root to root with triads and seventh chords and extended harmonies. By indicating the root with the Roman numeral and indicating either extension from a triad or its inversion with numbers borrowed from the figure-based system we learned with intervals. So let's first learn the Roman numeral part of it, and then we'll add to that then the use of the figured base as an indication of extension or inversion. Let's take a key, and we'll take the key here of F major. The first thing we do in Roman numeral analysis is we indicate what key we're in at the beginning of the piece. To do this, we use a letter at the beginning and a colon after that. An F with a colon after that would indicate we are in the key of F major. However, since this could also be minor, we wanted the difference there. How do we indicate if this is an F major or D minor? If it was in D minor, it would be a lowercase d, usually with an M following it, often with a line above it, and a colon. This would indicate the key of D minor instead of F minor. This is important because Roman numeral analysis indicates to us the scale degree on which the triad is built, what the root is on the scale degree. If we had, for example, this F, and we are in the key of F, that would be my first scale degree, my tonic. However, if this were the key of D minor, this would be my mediant, and it would get a different Roman numeral. So the key is very important, and we indicate that beginning with, in this case, an uppercase letter, indicate major, F major, and a colon following that. Now, Roman numeral analysis indicates to us by Roman numeral which scale degree we have. Here we have our tonic, our supertonic, our mediant, our subdominant, our dominant, our submediant, and since we're in major, our leading tone, and we're back, of course, then to the tonic. Instead of using Arabic numbers, we use Roman numerals to indicate that we have which scale degree is this pitch is. In this case, F would be a 1, that would get a 1. This would be 2, that would get a Roman numeral 2, 3, etc., all the way up to 7 using Roman numerals. However, I'm not going to explain that further because the type of Roman numeral, whether it's capital, lowercase, or lowercase with something else after it, or capital with something else after it, tells us something about the triad. But what's important to understand is the Roman numeral is telling us which scale degree is the root. Regardless of inversion, which scale degree is the root. So let's build some triads. Using Roman, and then we'll apply Roman numeral analysis to this. So we have here our triads built with each case. The root here is at the bottom. These are all in root position, and we know the root then is, for example, here F, here G, A, B, E flat, and C, and so forth. Roman numeral analysis then will tell us that the Roman numeral here of the root is a 1. The type of Roman numeral we use, uppercase, lowercase with something else after it, uppercase with something else after it, indicates the type of triad. Here we have FAC. FAC is a major triad. Therefore, it gets a 1, Roman numeral 1. It gets, though, an uppercase 1. Take the next one. Our root here is G. G in the key of F is our second degree, our supertonic. It gets a 2, Roman numeral 2. Now let's look at the type of triad. G, B flat, D is a minor triad. This is a minor triad, so a minor triad gets a lowercase Roman numeral. 3 is our submediant. Mediant gets a 3 then. A, C, E is a lowercase because it is minor. Our subdominant is B flat, D, F. That's a major triad, uppercase. C, E, G, uppercase. The submediant, D, F, A. That's a minor. Our leading tone then is E, G, B flat. What type of triad that is? It's a diminished triad, therefore it gets a 7. But for a diminished triad, we indicate it's diminished with a superscribed 0 behind the lowercase letter. So diminished is indicated with a superscript 0 behind lowercase in the Roman numerals. And then we're back here to tonic. Tonic gets a 1, and this is a major tonic. So in major, we can see that the triads we learned, hopefully we've learned that which type of triads go to which scale degree, get a Roman numeral indicating not only what is the root, but the type of triad. It's good to memorize that in major, all tonics, subdominants, dominants are major, all supertonics, medians, and submedians are minor, and your only diminished triad is built on leading tone. That's an important thing. You probably want to memorize that. Now, let's take the same key and do Roman analysis, Roman numeral analysis, but this time we're going to use this and say we're thinking not we're in F, we're going to think we're in D minor. That means my tonic is D. I'll take this D down here. Not F, but D, because my now we've changed keys. And we're thinking in minor, not in major. And for this purpose, first time through, we'll use natural minor. So my triad on my root is a 1 no matter what, it is a minor triad. It's a lower case. So our case would also be in the case for my submediate and my natural dominant. Those are also minor triads. However, if I look and build a triad on my median to my 3rd degree, I see I get a major triad, F, A, C. That would get an uppercase, the triad. And the same thing if I build my submedian, B flat E, or B flat D, F. That also is a major triad, as is my supertonic. Remember, this is a supertonic because it is the lower 7th degree. That will also be a major triad. Note here then that my supertonic, E, G, B flat, is a diminished triad. And here also, memorize this, make your life easier. All minor scales have a diminished supertonic and a major submedian, and if it's natural minor, it's going to have a major subtonic, and my minors will be my subdominant, my dominant, and my tonic. Now let's go one step further and take a look at using the harmonic minor, harmonic minor. We raise the 7th degree, that means we'd have a C sharp. We'd have a C sharp on our dominant, making it a major, and on our 7th degree, moving that from being the leading tone, or from the subtonic to the leading tone, and giving us a diminished triad. Add that to now the next step. What do? We also might have we might indeed have the melodic minor difference, so we get rid of that augmented second if we're thinking linearly between the 4th and 5th degree, B flat, in this case B flat to C sharp. So that would be a raised 6th degree, and that would give us a major triad also on my 4th degree. So in minor, if we're thinking natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor, we have to be aware that we have variance. In the natural minor, we'll have on the subtonic a major triad, and we'll have a minor triad and a minor triad for my subdominant, my dominant. In harmonic minor, I might still, I'm sorry, right here, there you go. And in my harmonic minor, this would be a major, and if it's melodic minor, this might be major as well. All right, so that is the order, and again, it's best to memorize that, of Roman numerals of triads. Remember, the Roman numeral only indicates the triad, nothing more. Doesn't tell us anything about the quality of triad and what the root is. Now, before we go into the extension or to the inversions, let's talk about extensions with 7th chords, and we'll see that later on this applies to larger values like 9th chords and so forth as well. Let's take here the key with 2 sharps, and then we'll take major first. That would be D major, indicated with a capital D and a colon after that. And again, we're going to build a triad and that first on every scale degree. Now this is important. Note here, my Roman numeral analysis, in terms of the Roman numeral, is exactly the same as it was before. Nothing's changed. Now I'm going to add a 7th to this. 7th all the way through. So these are now all 7th chords. To indicate that's the 7th, I use the figured bass system to say there's not only the triad, the assumed 5 and 3, but in addition there's also a 7th, and I have have to indicate that in, saying that's not a triad, that's a seventh chord, and there's a seventh above that. Same thing here, but this would indicate a minor triad, but to indicate a seventh above that, I need the seventh. Seventh here, seventh here, seventh here, seventh here, and seventh here. Now, we have one exception that we need to talk about. None of these sevenths indicate the quality of seventh, do they? Or the quality of seventh chord. This is a major, major seventh. D, F sharp, A, C sharp is a major, major seventh. This is a minor, minor seventh. E, G, B, D, minor, minor seventh. It doesn't tell us anything about the nature of the seventh. Here, this seventh chord built in a dominant is A, C sharp, E, G is a major, minor seventh. So this doesn't tell us anything about that type of quality of chord. However, one exception is the diminished chord. Diminished chord here is, in this case, on the leading tone is C sharp, E, G, B natural. Count that up, we have a diminished triad and we have a minor seventh. Diminished triad and minor seventh would be a half diminished seventh, and we indicate that, in this case, with that line through the seventh indicated is a half diminished seventh chord. So that does, the only exception, it does indicate to us the type of seventh chord. Let's do the same thing with the minor. 2 sharp would be the key of B minor. Build up our triads. Okay, and we know that in minor that would be first minor triad, a diminished triad, a major triad. Since we're in natural minor, this would be minor, minor, major. And this is the subtonic, I'm sorry, I gave this one too many. And this would be then a major triad as well. Let's say a seventh of all these. And again, the seventh doesn't tell us anything about that. It happens to be a minor, minor seventh. This happens to be a major, major seventh. Again, minor, minor sevenths, major, major seventh. This happens to be a major, minor seventh. The seventh hasn't told us anything. However, in this case, it's diminished, so the seventh has to tell us what type of diminished. C sharp, E, G, B is a half diminished seventh. All right, so that's the natural minor. Now let's do our raising the seventh degree. In the case of the harmonic minor, that gives us a major triad and a diminished triad. This gives us, again, a seventh without any indication, but it's a major minor seventh. However, in this case, A sharp, C sharp, E, G gives us a fully diminished seventh, and we do indicate that by leaving that zero completely open to indicate a fully diminished seventh chord. So these seventh chords, the analysis does tell us what type of seventh chord is. Otherwise, the seventh chord does not indicate the type of seventh chord. Now, let's go one step further now and understand not only extensions, but inversions. Inversions, how this would work. Let's take the key of A flat. And in this case, I look at that triad and I see that I have a chord in inversion. If I'm in the key of A flat, and if I'm thinking my lowest pitch is indicating my Roman numeral, I would put there a 3, right? Because that would be the median. However, that's not in root position, is it? Instead, if I put this in root position, I see that A flat is my root, and therefore it is a tonic. Now I indicate the inversion by using the Roman numeral analysis, indicating that is a tonic triad and first inversion. Take another example. Okay, we're in key of A flat. B flat is my lowest pitch, but my Roman numeral, if I put a 2 there, would be incorrect because that's not, the supertonic is not the root. The root of this harmony is E. E is my dominant, and we are in here second inversion. So the combination of our use of Roman numeral analysis and our use of figure base gives us our proper Roman numeral analysis, both what we know both the root and the inversion. Let's take an example of seventh chords now. Same thing. We are in the key of, in the case of minor, C sharp minor. And here we have a seventh chord, and the lowest pitch is a G sharp. And that would indicate, in this case, we see that it has a root position triad, so we would indicate its root position, and its inversion is root position, and the seventh indicates the extension. However, this one, harmony, is not in root position. Therefore, to indicate that that is a subdominant is incorrect. C sharp is the lowest pitch, but it is not the root of the harmony. The root is D, and that makes it a supertonic. And we know now that that also is in first inversion. And we also know, hopefully we've memorized, that it's a half diminished triad. So inversion tells us what inversion tells us still what the root is, but the root is now not the lowest pitch. Stay at C sharp minor and do one more so this is clear. Right away, of course, hopefully you recognize it's not a root position, and certainly E is not the root, and we would not use a 3 in that. Instead, we know that this is in second inversion, so it gets a 4-3, and the root then, if we spell this out correctly, would be A sharp, and that would be a 7, and of course, we should know by memorization, since the seventh is raised, that is a half diminished seventh chord, or fully diminished seventh chord. So Roman numeral analysis tells us what is the root, by indicating by the Roman numeral, the type of triad by the indication of what type of Roman numeral is being used, capital, small, superscript, 0, or in the case of augmented, which we haven't covered, and we won't cover for some time, a plus behind a capital. And then Roman numeral indicates either if the extension, if it's in root position, an extension, or if it's a triad of seventh chord in inversion, the inversion.